In the land of Niflheim, a harsh and unforgiving place of snow and ice, the people of the north lived their lives, fighting and struggling against the elements and against each other. The strongest among them were the warriors, fierce and proud, feared and respected by all. At the heart of this land stood the great fortress of Asgard, home to the ruling clan of Odin. From his throne room high atop the fortress, Odin watched over his people, dispensing justice and wisdom, and leading them into battle when needed. But Odin was old, and his days were numbered. He had many sons, but none of them were worthy to take his place as ruler of Asgard. The eldest, Thor, was strong and brave, but lacked the wisdom and judgment to lead. The second, Loki, was clever and cunning, but could not be trusted. And the others were no better. But there was one son whom Odin had not yet recognized, one who had been born in secret, and raised by a wise woman in the forest. His name was Ragnar, and he was destined for greatness. Ragnar was unlike his brothers in many ways. He was quiet and reserved, yet fiercely determined. He was not the strongest, nor the fastest, but he had a cunning mind, and a deep understanding of the ways of the world. As he grew older, Ragnar knew that he must prove himself to his father, and to his people. He set out into the world, seeking adventure and glory, and soon he found it. He fought monsters and demons, battled rival clans and kingdoms, and even journeyed to the underworld itself, to retrieve the sword of the legendary hero, Sigurd. Along the way, Ragnar met many companions, each with their own skills and talents. There was Bjorn, the fearless warrior, Ivar, the crafty strategist, and Floki, the eccentric shipbuilder. Together, they sailed the seas of Niflheim, raiding and pillaging the coasts of neighboring lands, and winning fame and fortune for themselves and their people. But as their power grew, so did their enemies. The rulers of the southern lands, jealous of the north's wealth and strength, banded together to put an end to the Viking raiders once and for all. Led by the cunning queen, Aela, and her powerful army, they marched north, intent on crushing the Vikings and enslaving their people. Ragnar and his companions knew that they faced their greatest challenge yet. They rallied their forces, and prepared for battle. The two armies met on a snowy plain, the clash of swords and shields echoing across the land. It was a brutal and bloody battle, with no quarter given or asked. But in the end, it was Ragnar who emerged victorious. With his sword in hand, he challenged Aela to a duel, and defeated her in single combat. With their queen defeated, the southern armies retreated, and the Vikings stood victorious. Ragnar returned to Asgard, hailed as a hero and a leader. Odin, recognizing his son's greatness, named him as his successor, and bestowed upon him the title of king. And so, Ragnar ruled over the people of the north, leading them to greater glory and prosperity. His name became legend, spoken of in hushed tones by those who remembered the age of the Vikings. As for his companions, they remained by his side, sharing in his triumphs and tragedies, and together they forged a bond that would last a lifetime. And so, the saga of Ragnar Lothbrok and his companions came to an end, but their story would live on, remembered and celebrated by generations to come.